I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And hoo-ha, we're going to be in for a Magic the Gathering trailer Palooza. So starting off, we have the first reveal of Outlaws at Thunder Junction card. Starting off with the full art basic lands, which I believe are going to be absolutely sought after. Because these lands, like the plains here, the mana symbol is built into the picture a lot like the mana symbols were for what was it? It was Theros Beyond Death. And that's the plains. This is the island. As you can see, there's the little waters, island symbol there. The swamp with the skull. The mountain with the fire and the floating parts there. And the forest, where you can see the tree is the outline of where the cactuses are. So this is an interesting set of lands. First up, we have Fibblethip, Lost on the Range. Fibblethip is deranged. So 2 blue and 2 for a 1/1 legendary homunculus. He has Ward 2. You will look at the top card of your library at any time. Top card of your library has plot. That'll probably be explained later. The plot cost is equal to its mana cost. You may plot non-land cards from the top of your library. So I think it's going to be like another face-down mechanic. And in the Wild West, you select your plot of land. Well, you select your plot of land, you put down the plot, and you flip it over for a certain cost where it's equal to its mana cost in Fibblethip's case. So hoo-ha. And hoo-ha, we have a new sword. So this is a new sword, and this is a vault collection or bank collection. So I think this is going to be kind of like this set's version of Special Guests. So this is Sword of Wealth and Power. For 3 mana, you get an artifact equipment. It gets +2/+2 and protection. The equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from instants and sorceries. Hoo-ha! Whenever an equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Ew! And when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell, choose new targets for the copy, and equip for 2. Damn! This thing is going to be powerful. And we have Tiny Bones the Pickpocket. It was theorized that Tiny Bones would show up in this set. So it's a black mana for a 1/1 legendary skeleton rogue with Death Touch. Whenever Tiny Bones the Pickpocket deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target non-land permanent card from that player's graveyard, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. Ew! Take it, he does combat damage and take your opponent's cards and use them against him? Tiny Bones is fun! Next up is Oko the Ringleader. Of course, we all knew, we all saw that Oko was going to be in this set, and he's going to be the Planeswalker for the set. So he's a green and blue and 2 for a 3 loyalty legendary Planeswalker Oko. Getting combat on your turn. He becomes a copy of one target creature you control until end of turn, except he has hexproof. +1, draw 2 cards. If you committed a crime this turn, discard a card. Otherwise, discard 2 cards. So, committing a crime is like, I guess, thieving and stuff. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of thieving and robbery and stuff like that. So, he works kind of like, the guy from Kamigawa. You get to draw cards if he attacked. Well, you you draw cards if we've committed a crime. So -1, create a 3/3 green elk creature token. Okay, so you can create a little bit of a buddy. And for -5, for each other non-land permanent you control, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. So he makes tokens and he makes copies. So fun. Nexus of Becoming. This is another one of those vault cards or bank cards. I think there's a specific side game you can play to commit crimes, to steal the artifacts or whatnot. Nexus of Becoming. 6 mana for an artifact that reads, then in combat on your turn, draw a card. Then you may exile an artifact or creature card from your hand. If you create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except it's a 3/3 Golem artifact in addition to its other types. Okay. That sounds interesting. Crime and Punishment. This seems to be it's a jail card, so crime is a white and black and 3. For sorcery, it reads, put target creature enchantment card from your opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Punishment is a black and a green, and X, destroy each artifact, creature, and enchantment with mana value X. So next up is Thoughtseize. Is sorcery, of course, reprint. 1 black mana for a sorcery that reads, target player reveals their hands. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards the card and you lose 2 life. And then there's Hell to Pay. So a red mana and X for a sorcery that reads, deals X damage to target creature. Create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt to that creature this way. Okay, so you get treasure tokens if you deal excess damage. So it's a fireball with treasure token creating. Okay, we get that. So hoo-ha, that's all for this video. That's all for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Next up is Bloomborough. So we got 4 cards from Bloomborough. Starting off with Mabel, Heir to Cragflame. So it's a red, a white, and 1 for a 3/3 legendary mouse soldier. Other mice you control get +1/+1. When Mabel, Heir to Cragflame, enters the battlefield, create Cragflame, and a legendary colorless artifact token with a equipped creature gets +1/+1, has vigilance, trample, and haste, and equipped for 2. Okay. So again, some more artifact love. Then we have Lumra, Bellow of the Woods. So beefy 2 green and 4 for an XX legendary elemental bear with vigilance and reach. She has power toughness equals the number of lands you control. So yeah, that works. When it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards and return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So I'm probably expecting we're going to be seeing some land destruction in this set as well. We have Burke, Long Ear of the Law. So a beefy green, white, and 4 for a 4/4 rabbit soldier with legendary rabbit soldier with vigilance. When Burke, Long Ear of the Law enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on attacks, double the amount of counters on it. So it's like Zofandrel or some other cards that double your counters when you attack. So hoo-ha. Next up is Bria, Riptide Rogue. A blue, a red, and 2 for a 3/3 legendary otter rogue with prowess. Other creatures you control have prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. So we're getting rogues. Well, it's a rogue, but we're getting otters. Does that mean they're going to unban Lutri? Well, we'll have to wait until later on this year to find out. So, hoo-ha. And we're going to finish this little set of videos off with the Assassin's Creed spoilers. So starting off, we have the Animus, which is 2 mana for legendary artifact. At the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 target legendary creature from a graveyard with a memory counter on it. Tap it until your next turn. Target legendary creature you control becomes a copy of target creature card in exile with a memory counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. Ooh, that sounds fun. Next up, we have Hidden Blade. I'm not sure if this is a reprint, but 2 mana for artifact equipment with flash. Hidden Blade enters the battlefield. Attached to target creature control. If that creature is an assassin, it gains death touch until end of turn. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has first strike equipped for 2. Hey, that's fun. Next up, we have the showcase artwork for this set. It's Ezio Auditore da Firenze. A black and 1 for a 3/2 legendary human assassin with menace. Assassin spells you cast have free running. Which is probably a mechanic to restrict your assassins. So you pay this 2 black mana, and you don't have to pay, I guess, like a certain cost to have an attack. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you may pay Wooburg, white, blue, black, red, green, if that player has 10 or less life. If you do, that player loses the game. Ooh. He's going to be fun. Okay, next up is a different one of the assassins from a different game. So this is Altair Ibn Lahad. So a red, a white, and a black for a 3/3 legendary human assassin with first strike. Whenever he attacks, exile up to one target assassin creature from your graveyard with a memory counter on it. Then for each creature card you own, exile with a memory counter on it. Create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of it. Exile those tokens at the end of combat. Ooh. So he's probably going to be in the deck with that the Animus. Next up, we have Temporal Trespass, which I believe is a reprint. It's 3 blue and 8 for that has sorcery that has Delve, which means you can. Okay, each card you exile from the graveyard while casting the spell pays for a generic mana. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Temporal Trespass. Yeah, I believe this is a reprint. I think I have this card or have seen this card somewhere. Next up, we have Cover of Darkness, a black and white for an enchantment. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures of the chosen type have fear. They can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or black creatures. Next up, we have one of the original swords, Sword of Feast and Famine. I think they might be reprinting the swords in this deck, adding in the new sword. So 3 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature has +2/+2, protection from black and green. Equipped creature deals combat damage to a player. That player discards a card, and you untap all lands you control. Equipped for 2. So yes, a good inclusion. Next up, we have Leonardo da Vinci. So a blue and 2 for a legendary human artificer. You can pay 2 blue and 3 till end of turn. Thopters you control have base power and toughness XX, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Ew. Pay blue and 2, draw cards and discard a card. If a discarded card was an artifact card, exile it from your graveyard. If you do create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 0/2 Thopter artifact creature token with flying in addition to its other types. Okay, this thing in some artifact builds is gonna be monster. Especially if you have card draw too. Hoo ha ha ha. Except we have Ezio, Blade of Vengeance, so a different version of Ezio. So it's a blue and a black and 3 for a excuse me. So he's a 5/5 legendary human assassin with Death Touch. Whenever an assassin you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So hoo-ha. Okay, next up is Evior, Battle Ready. Another one of the games. It's Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I think. So he's red, a white, and 3 for a 5/5 legendary human assassin warrior. He has vigilance and haste. Whenever he attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipment you control to each. Ooh! So he's something to slot in your equipment deck. Next up, we have Haystack. Because diving into haystacks is what you do in Assassin's Creed. So a white and 1 for an artifact that reads, pay 2, tap it, target creature you control phases out. That's nice. And finally, for this particular section, we have Cleopatra, Exiled Pharaoh. So, a black, a green, and 2 for a 2/4 legendary human noble. Allies, at the beginning of your end step, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target legendary creatures. The Betrayal. Whenever a legendary creature with counters on it dies, draw a card for each counter on it, and you lose 2 life. Okay. She goes in basically in your legendary creatures deck. So that's going to be it for right now. I'm going to do Modern Horizons 3 in a separate video. So hoo-ha, have a great day.